You guys, I'm excited to share some things with you because I have been locked in my office for a few weeks looking at everything that has happened over the last few years and looking at the trends of where they're going. So two things are happening in the industry right now. First, let's talk about some environmental factors. Featured snippets are getting better and better at taking the small queries, the little questions we have, and satisfying users right on the page. Another environmental thing that's changing is nobody is reading those super long blog posts anymore. I mean, really, think about it. What's the last time you sat down and you read for more than 5 minutes on a single blog post? User behavior has shifted. So those are the environmental factors. Something else happens that I'm a little bit nervous about bringing up. I hope I can say it in the right way. We did the Ultimate Content Warrior Challenge in January. It was super fun, where we got to look at a bunch of you guys' content and rank them, and we did a bracket until the winner, and it was super fun. And we saw some incredible content producers in there, and our winner just had so much fun with it. We loved that. But if I'm totally honest, there was also a lot of nervousness around the office as we looked through those entries. The quality of the writing, the helpfulness of the resource for somebody that had searched that, frankly, just wasn't there. And when we see that, that reflects on me. That reflects on us as a team at Income School. And we decided there are some things we need to do to be better teachers, because it's our responsibility to make sure that you know that. And so on May 3rd, we are making a substantial change in Income School. Our process is going to be different. How we approach SEO is different. How we write blog posts is going to be different. And today I want to let you in on a few of the major changes and why we're making those changes and how it's going to help you to be a better content creator. So Income School system has been known pretty broadly in the industry for having 3 different types of blog posts: response posts, staple posts, and pillar posts. Well, we're about to bring those 3 types of posts down to 2. We're going to remove one of the post types because of a few of those changes that are happening. And the other thing that we're changing is we're changing the word counts of the 2 remaining different types of blog posts. So we did an experiment last summer that we hoped would pay off in the end. We brought a young college student and we essentially just said, hey, just go watch our course and make a blog. And we'll just kind of stand back here and watch. But we had him change one essential thing. We had him write 2 different types of posts, one of them 750 words and the other 1250 words. In the end, it was a failed experiment. The blog posts just weren't good enough. It just didn't encourage the depth of research that we wanted to see. But we did see an opening for changing the word counts that we will use. And so on May 3rd, we are going to be announcing a change to word counts, and we're going to be removing one of the different types of posts. Now, it's so essential that we do this because it encourages compact writing. If we take each paragraph that before maybe we took 2 giant paragraphs to do, and we could explain it a little bit shorter, what does that do? It makes it perfect to be grabbed for a featured snippet. And then we can get articles that rank for many different things. So the compactness of writing is essential. However, we're not changing the amount of time it takes to write a post. So it's fewer words, same amount of time, because we only want to increase the amount of research time that's spent. We just want to spend less time actually typing words. When we opened Content Warrior, our writing service, a couple years ago, we actually had them take a speed typing test to see who could type the fastest, because those were the employees that we wanted. And now that's pretty irrelevant. It's who can provide the best research in a short amount of time. Typing it all down is less of the issue as long as you can express yourself well. Now, we also want to still be able to address those mega queries, something where someone is just looking for a large tutorial. For example, how to get your pilot's license, right? That's something that, somebody actually does want a very in-depth tutorial, or photography basics. They just essentially want a little ebook on how to do it. We still want to be able to tackle those queries, and so we've designed a way that we're going to be able to do that with just making a plus post there, one that's really going to take after those. And so it's not that we're ignoring the big queries, we're going to do it in a different way. And frankly, telling the difference between a staple post and a pillar post was a frequent thing that we'd see in the community. People would post in the forum and be like, how do I tell if this is a staple or a pillar post? And be like, well, it's just a little bit smaller. It was a little bit of an artificial distinction between them. But moving from 3 posts to 2 is not as big of a change as the completely different direction we're taking with search analysis. So we have a new tool, version 2 of the Income School search analysis tool that everybody, all of you who are members, are going to get on May 3rd. And I want to show it to you. And I should say, the reason we want to kind of provide an overview of the things that are changing here on YouTube and not just in the membership is that we're going to be teaching things very different in the future starting on May 3rd. And we don't want everybody on the YouTube channel to be like, wait, you said what? And just be totally confused. So we're trying to just show you generally what's changing. And then those of you who are in Project 24, you'll see everything. Okay, so we used to use alphabet soup in order to do our ideation for the search analysis process. Ideation is just getting the ideas of what to write your article topics on. What we would do is let's say we're making a website about trail running, right? We'd write trail running space A, and we'd see what the autofills were, trail running space B, C, D, E, F. Now, there are some valid reasons to use that, and we will still show some ways that that's useful in our new process. But we found a different method that's just yielding better results, and so we're going with that as our primary. So let's say we wanted to write an article. The idea was, is trail running hard on your knees? So we write that as our primary search query, and then we're actually moving to a pretty formalized way to determine the search volume for each phrase. And we'll walk you through that process as we release it. But we're going to put it in some buckets of what the search volume is for that phrase. And we're opening up to some usage of tools in determining search volume, but not in the way that you think. It's different. And then we're going to set the competition for that phrase, and then it automatically shows you the order you should write that post in, what type of post, and how much time you should spend in writing that post. Now here's why that is really, really cool, is before we just said write all your response posts first, then your staple posts, then your pillar posts. And that did make sense. But now, when we have this, we're able to identify which of these search queries are the low-hanging fruit that it's going to be easy to rank for and you're going to get a good result. And then those that are still worth going after, but it's going to be a little bit harder of a fight. And so this is just going to tell you what order you should write your blog posts in, from high priority, medium, low, and then maybe you should write it, and then just don't even write this blog post. It's not, the numbers don't look good for this one. And so it's going to save you a lot of time. It's way faster to use this tool, and it's going to add some intelligence to help you to make smart decisions. But still, you're going to have to overwrite it sometimes when your brain just says, nah, this query I need more time or less time in order to write it. The scenario that I really feel like this is going to almost completely prevent is I have a very, very, very bad work day when I see somebody who, did the work, who woke up early, who did the grind, who went, a year writing articles, and then they say, I'm just not getting any traffic to the website. And I go look at it, and the topics are just too niche. They're winning #1, but they're not getting any traffic from it. They pick too small of topics to write their articles on. And so the major point of our new search analysis process is how could we get smarter at identify what a good query is versus one that's not as good in terms of the competition and the search volume, so that you can have pretty good surety when you write a post. Like, if I write a good enough resource, it's gonna win. It's gonna bring a result. We had a little bit of a spray and pray approach before, which there really is some merit to, of just writing a ton of blog posts, and some are winners, some are losers, and it's not that that's gonna change entirely, but I think our hit rate in terms of writing an article, how many are actually gonna bring results, is gonna go way up with this process. It's about getting you guys to success more reliably. Okay, we need to get to a calm place here, because every time we talk about any kind of this isn't comfortable at all, you guys. It's supposed to look all peaceful. I came down here to but it didn't work. Now the camera's too low and it's getting strange. And now the dog's here. Good morning, lightning. All right, so anytime we do any major change, we see two things. One, we see resistance. People who are just like, no, we shouldn't change this. This isn't right. And I think as we show the system and you're able to dive into deep and actually try it, I think we're going to change a lot of minds on that. But the other thing we see is just fear. Whenever we change something major, we see fear from people. And I can already tell some of you are ready to go into the comments and no, this shouldn't change and that's all. And it's really just fear of something new. And so I want everyone, especially those of you who are members, to be ready for something different, a different process that's just going to make you better. The last change that we're making in the course is we're devoting a much higher percentage of our teaching here on YouTube and in the course to just becoming a better writer. In fact, more than half of the lessons in the new course are all about becoming a better writer. It's saying, hey, here's a listicle, and now here's a tutorial, and we're going to walk you through exactly what a perfect listicle should look like. You know, here we're doing a query group post, a new different type of post we're doing, that we're going to walk you through exactly what that looks like and how to approach that article to get the very best SEO result. We're rooting for you guys. It matters to us so much that we are actually helping all of you to become successful in your sites. We can't create the site for you, but we can give you the best resources we know how to give you that likelihood of success. So breathe with me and get ready, because on May 3rd, we're changing our approach to SEO.